I'll take it here. In 1996, I don't know, all of you I believe are older than 1996, correct? In 1996, who remembers Formula Shell? Formula Shell was an activated fuel. So we've been activating fuel in Uganda since 1996, okay? And then in 2007, we came up with Diesel Extra, okay? And unleaded extra. I'm sure you all remember that. Because we've always been at the forefront of innovation. Going back to the central belief that not all fuels are the same. That's the Shell core belief when it comes to fuel. Not all fuels are the same. And therefore, that is the foundation of our journey since 1996 to today. Okay? So then in 2010, we brought V-Power. Okay? And V-Power is clearly a different kind of fuel. It's for high performance. In 2013, we actually brought the Fuel Safe. This is activation, this is depreciation. And I'll explain the difference between the two. Yeah? Okay. But critical to note is that we have been depreciating fuels in Uganda for the last 20 years. Okay. Additivation is just purely a process of adding a special formulation. Even some of you who go to, these days there's this triangle, what do you call it? The triangle cells. Yeah? Like, is it the guys who sell the tablets? Exactly, the pyramid cells. They sell additivation. You go to some of these, additivation is one of their products. You go to Toyota, you get a bottle which you can mix in that. That's additivation. You can do it. You can go to the supermarket, and also if the supermarket has an additivation, you can actually do it. And it's like putting Jik in your wash so that you get a brighter shirt. Okay? It's really a special formulation to the base fuel to enhance certain properties and attributes. For instance, inclusion of a cleaning detergent, okay, to offer engine cleansing and protection. Okay? That is additivation, and that is really phase one of where we have moved since then to differentiation. Okay? Differentiation is extending the product portfolio to appeal to customer specific needs. For example, a race driver, like those guys who drive, is it the Subaru Club? The Subaru Club has a different need. They don't drive like you and me to get to work. They drive to feel the enhancement, to get the zeal of driving. Driving is part of their life. They want to hear the talk of the engine. They're the people when you're pulling off from the traffic lights, they want to show you that they can pull off faster. Different driver, different need. That driver is different from a truck driver who's carrying sand. That truck driver from carrying sand, it's an input in his business. And therefore, economics is very important for him. Yes, he wants to make sure the fuel is clean. Yes, he wants to make sure that his truck is well maintained, the fuel he's putting in is the correct fuel. But more importantly, it's a business. He wants an extra mile. Very different from a V-Power guy. Okay? Just like we can both have a Vitz, which is a 1200, and somebody else can have a Land Cruiser, which is 4500. They both get us home, but we are aspiring for something different in driving those two. Okay? So that's exactly what it is. So Fuel Save is for motorists looking to save and fuel that lasts longer. And this is practical. We know that our customers are concerned about the pocket. Sorry about that. We know that our fuels are... Okay, you hang up? Alright, good. So we know that Fuel Save is for motorists looking to save. The fuel that gives you a longer mile. Very practical for Ugandan markets, very practical for most markets. What we're telling our customers, we'll give you an extra mile with Fuel Save. Okay? Then that means you can do more with the rest of your money. You have ability to do more. If you're taking a trip, we'll get you to the next station, it will take you an extra mile. That does not mean it has lost the first attributes. The first attributes of cleaning, the first attributes of lubricating your engine, the first attributes of anti-foaming for diesel. That is the base. Those already exist. The differentiation is an extension of the product. And that's why it's important that we make that emphasis. V-Power, like I've said, is for motorists seeking performance and a higher engine performance, higher engine protection. That's what it is. Different people, different folks. And that's why actually V-Power is a premium product. It's slightly premium because I'll also tell you it's of a higher octane level. And I'll explain octane as well. For those of you who drink, there's differences in the drinking. Yeah, I remember when I was going to school, I used to drink Milwaukee Light. It's a beer produced in Wisconsin. Milwaukee Light was like, forgive me, it was like almost like pee. You know, it was 0.00%, but a 6-pack cost less than $1. You know, but if you want to drink premium, you drink premium. If you want to drink a gold label, you drink a gold label. If you want to drink red label, you drink a red label.
Shell does not actually deliver ordinary fuels. We have differentiated fuels, and these fuels have specifications and standards. So what the lab does is that once these fuels are loaded from the different terminals, the loading terminal specifies the product grade and the characteristics of that product grade. So on receipt at our depot, what we do is to make sure that we verify the documentation of that product grade with what we expect, and then the procedure for receiving that fuel grade goes on.
We check out for the appearance of the product. For example, you can look at this. Okay, this is a bright and clear sample. So what we are looking out for is, do we have sediments in the fuel? Do we have suspensions? Is there water? That's what we are looking out for. Is the sample clear and bright? When there is water, it will look hazy, cloudy. You won't be able to look through like it is now. Yeah, but for this one, it is bright and clear, and that is one quality for appearance. Okay, then these two are our flash point testers. Flash point is the lowest temperature at which a given sample will momentarily ignite in the presence of a naked flame. Yeah? So when we get our samples, we do this test for diesel, we do it for kerosene, we can also do it for heavy furnace oil, but we don't do it for petrol. Okay? Because the one for petrol is much lower, like -40. You can end up burning the entire facility. Before we do further tests like the confirmatory test for distillation, we have to condition our samples in a fridge. In here are very many samples. I don't want to open it because, you know, yeah, but this is where we condition our samples from. Before we test a sample like for petrol, the temperature has to be between 13 and 18. And for us to achieve that temperature, you have to condition the sample in a fridge. We have a manual distillation machine. This is our confirmatory test. It is what we use for checking the boiling characteristics of the fuel that we have. For example, the test I did here was for petrol. And it is a simple process really, like distillation of waragi. But this is modified in a machine, you know. But normally you can take it is as simple as distilling waragi. Yeah, then we have our beloved, the octane tester. Okay, it's a Miniscan IR Expert. This is what we use for checking the difference between petrol and V-Power. The standard, the East African standard, says for the octane number you should have a minimum of 93. Minimum 93. That is for regular petrol. Our V-Power has a minimum of 95. Yeah, so it can go beyond. It can be 95 and above. Yeah, so I'm going to demonstrate to you. Sorry. We can also differentiate them from the color, because you see one is darker than the other. However, color is not a confirmatory test. We have to do other tests to ascertain the quality of product that we actually have. Interested in, yeah. So if you have a different product instead of petrol, it will show you that this is what you have is not actually petrol. Yeah. It will not stop. It will give you results, but it will give you what it will give you will not meet the petrol standard. Yeah. Media FSU, that is the MON. This is the South Africa. This is the result that we are getting. It should be above 93. Yeah, and we are getting 94.4.
Can it be 93?
MON is motor octane number. RON is research octane number.
Can it be 93? You said it should be above 93, but can
Above,
it be 93?
depending on the batch you have, it can be 93. Yeah.
Normally, for any truck which leaves the depot and brings diesel or petrol here, what we do, we first take samples. We get our measuring cylinders, we take a sample of any product which is brought here. There are ranges of densities which we expect, and even the color itself. When I look at Argo, I know the color. I know how it will look, how it looks like. When I look at V-Power, I know it's the reddish, dark reddish, if you look at it. And if I look at our fuel save unleaded, I can also look at the color and I tell. We are assuming this is the fuel tank containing water, which is contaminated with water. We dip it at the extreme end. So we give this time such that we can observe the color changes. So we remove. Have you seen the color changes? So there is a color change, which means the tank is contaminated. In case you see this color, it is changing to purple from its original color. So you can even tell, you can tell even the amount of the water in the tank. What shall we do in case we realize this? What do we do in case we realize this? We immediately inform our headquarters that we have a contamination. What they will do, they will send a team to remove the water such that we deliver the right product to our customers. So that one we do it as we did it for V-Power. We can also repeat the same test for other products.